Hello people them. It's your boy Toyin, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about or introducing a new series that I'm starting on YouTube. So this series is essentially going to be documenting and following my journey on building out a full application, mobile application that might develop into a SaaS, maybe develop into a business, into a side business, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Now, my motivation for doing this is to essentially show the journey. I have no experience building like a mobile application, which is what I'm looking at building. I've not built a mobile application before. I don't have any experience in terms of like the business side of things either. So I'm just gonna document my journey. Hopefully, it's useful to some people to see how you go from zero to hopefully something, a project. I'm going to be documenting any issues that come in that I face, maybe any pivots that I make along the way, any features that I extend, etc., etc. Right, so I'm gonna be taking you guys along on the whole journey, and hopefully, YouTube will help me stay accountable for this application as well, because this is kind of my big project for 2025. It's currently March 15th. So this is my big project for 2025. I'm hoping by the end of the year I have something tangible to show. So by documenting it, I hopefully keep myself accountable. And maybe you learn to me at the same time. Yeah, that's what this video is going to be. I'm going to be introducing that. Stick around. If you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. If you're not new here, like the video and share, you know the drill. And yeah, let me talk a little bit about what this app is actually going to be. So essentially, as you can see, my app idea is going to be called Dance Buddy. So to provide a lot of context in terms of where this app idea came from. So I'm a dancer, or I was a dancer. Anyway, I've been breakdancing for 10 years now, actually. And when you're a dancer, you've been doing a dance for a long while. So over the years, you've done so many moves that you might forget a few moves, essentially, right? So I started in 2015, 2025 now. I've done certain moves that are really cool in like 2018, 2019, 2020. And I store them on my phone. Over time, they get lost. You might change phones. Eventually, you have to free up storage on your phone, etc., etc. So that's where this app ideas come from. Essentially, Dance Buddy is going to be a place where you can store all of your dance moves to help you remember them, help you remember their names, and you can do the same thing with like choreographies, like whole choreographies, all little combos. So you might do a little step plus a head spin plus a halo or a windmill, etc. Right? So all of those little combos that you might put together over the years, as well as that, it's going to be stored in Dance Buddy. That's the fundamental of what this app is looking to solve and the problem that I'm looking to solve. As an MVP, kind of the minimum of what I want this app to be able to do is essentially just to allow users to upload videos and name them so that you never forget a move, combo, or choreo again. And then within that, users can sort videos into folders to keep them organized, and you can also tag them with dance style or the type of move. So it might be like a single move, might be a combo move, might be a choreo, right? You need to be able to search through your kind of video library. So at the core of it, Dance Buddy is hopefully going to be like a video library of your dance moves, of your choreographies, everything. So the tagline I've kind of come up with, the couple that I've come up with, to be confirmed at the moment, is that this app is there so that you never forget a dance move or a choreo again. And the app fundamentally is there to help you learn, remember, and improve your dance. Now, talking a little bit about the application stack that I've gone for. So this is going to be a mobile app because most of the time dancers dancing or training in dance studios, so they're recording stuff using their phones, obviously. So I needed to be a mobile app that you record on your phone, you can upload stuff to the app, and then it's sorted for you. So I've decided to go with Flutter to write the application. Now, the reason for that is kind of simple. I use a Mac to develop, right? I have a Mac laptop, but my phone is Android. So I kind of wanted something that's cross-platform for both Mac and Android. Now, the main two options really are React Native and Flutter. I have a little bit of experience with Flutter in the past, so that's why I've decided to invest in Flutter. I should mention at this point that I'm recording this video in March. I've skilled in Flutter over the last few months, since December maybe, for the last 3-4 months. So I've been doing little applications there, little things there, watching a lot of YouTube videos, etc., to get my skills a little bit up to scratch. So I'm not perfect. I'm not an expert in Flutter by any means, but I've got the basics kind of down at this point. Now for the backend, I had a look around of what I can use for a backend because Flutter or any mobile kind of library is kind of just a front end. It makes widgets, makes the mobile app look nice. But you need to store data and I need to be able to upload files because videos are going to be uploaded to something. So for the backend, I've decided to essentially go with Firebase for everything. The main reason is that Flutter is developed by Google and Firebase is a backend service developed by Google. So it just makes sense. Firebase is specific for mobile applications, so I thought it'd be good to integrate that. And since they're both made by Google, I reckon they're very easy to integrate together. So I've already found that. And then just talking a little bit about the features for the MVP that I'm going to be building out to start with, and then some of the extended features, so the features that are going to come afterwards. So I'm trying to keep things organized, right? Focus on the MVP first, and then build out those more fancy and exciting features. Because I realized that there's actually a lot that goes into like an app. You have an idea, oh, it's just a video library that's going to store moves, right? That sounds fairly simple, but as soon as you have an application, you actually need to allow people to sign in, because otherwise, how do they know? How do I know which videos to pull for them? So there needs to be a sign-in mechanism. They need to be able to register. They need to be able to log in. You need to have an app bar. You need to have back buttons, etc., etc. So this is what I've come up with so far. So when they open the application, obviously, they see a loading page or splash screen when opening the app. The app has to have a bottom app bar so that they can go to different screens. They need to be able to log in. At the core functionality, they need to be able to upload videos to the backend. Users need to be able to register for the app. If you can register, you also I need to add like forget password and reset password functionality. The user also needs to be able to watch videos on the app. Obviously, that makes sense. So I've uploaded a video, need to be able to watch it. And also, I want them to be able to sort their videos so they can upload these videos to specific folders that they create. So examples might be like choreo, breaking, power moves, etc. So that's the basic. I'm sure as I start building or as I continue building the app, I'll come up with a few more things that I actually need to build up. But that's what I've got for now. Then just want to touch on a few of the extend features that actually make me excited for this app that I really want to build. The app, whilst it's there to help people remember their moves at the core, I also want it to be kind of an all-stop shop for dance in general, right? To help people improve, to teach, to learn as well. So what I'm looking at now, or what I have in my mind in terms of features that might be cool to implement, is users can upload music or links to YouTube, Spotify, and then you can loop over certain stretches of the music. So when learning like a choreography, oftentimes the teacher will only want 10 seconds of the song because that's the part that they've created a choreography for. So I want the app to be able to do that automatically. So play 10 seconds and then introduce the thing again to loop over it. So maybe play 10 seconds, then 5, 6, 7, 8, and then play the same 10 seconds again so people can just drill the choreo. I thought that would be a really cool feature to have. I want to somehow integrate AI. So again, I talked about movement tracking, maybe helping people learn to dance. It's something I'm looking into. Maybe AI can be used to curate playlists at a certain tempo. So I'm currently learning to dance hip hop, and you do hip hop at a certain beat, and certain beats are faster. So you can maybe get like certain beats that are 140 BPM, 150 BPM for you to dance to. Somehow I want the app to also help with planning dance lessons. So teachers can maybe interact with students or say, okay, watch this choreo that where I break it down, something like that. Another feature that I had in mind is actually for freestyling. So breakdance is fundamentally a freestyle. But as I mentioned, you have so many moves that over the years you might forget them. Now, with this app, what I'm thinking of doing is that the app kind of at some point can suggest certain moves. So it might say, hey, you've got this single move here and you've got another single move here. What if you put them together and use a certain transition like this here? So something like that where it can maybe suggest certain variations on moves that you've already got, or maybe suggest new ways that you can fit your moves together. That might be really cool. And then also like reminders just about the certain moves you have. So as I mentioned, you've got moves in 2019, 6 years ago. It might be like, hey, you've got this move. Do you know about it? Or do you remember it? And then it might allow you to remember that move, build upon it. And I also want like light and dark mode on the app. So I've taken you through all the features that I've got in mind so far. So I just want to talk a little bit about how it's going. So one of the first things I did is actually plug in my idea for the app into DeepSeek because again, I'm not experienced in building Flutter applications, so I wanted a little bit of help on how I should structure my app. So I plugged it into DeepSeek, and it gave me like a project structure. So this is what I've got so far. It's gonna, at the very base level, have like three, maybe four screens. Have a home screen where it displays the list of uploaded videos. That makes sense. Then allow the user to upload, so an upload screen. We're gonna have that next, where they can pick a video from their phone, add a title, and then upload it to the backend. And then I need to have a storage service, which is essentially the backend functionality. Now, when I put it into DeepSeek, initially I just wanted to simulate that, but I built upon that, and I've actually now got the backend somewhat working. So DeepSeek then told me about a few packages that might be useful to use, which has been very helpful. So image picker to actually pick images from the mobile app. So go into your gallery, pick an image, etc. I created a storage service which integrates with Firebase storage, which is cool. And then the video player to actually play the videos. And that's the first three steps. So if you're building something new, use something like ChatGPT, DeepSeek to get an idea of the structure, because what I really was after is actually this file structure. That was what I really after. And that's very much helped me build out my project so far. Okay, so that's the DeepSeek plan. I'll show you now where the app has gotten up to so far. Now we've got the app up and running. So this is it so far, right? It doesn't look like much, but it's what we've got. I built out like a bottom up bar. I think I just went on Google and kind of found like a bottom up bar that I then basically copied. If I look at my home screen, so let me open up my library, my screen. Look at my home screen. We have the floating actions button and then the bottom navigation bar. So yeah, I went with this one that I kind of found online. I thought it looked nice. At the moment, it doesn't actually do anything. It's only got two, home and profile, which I thought makes sense. You need to have a profile page where you can see your account details or something. And then the home page is the main screen, which will be this screen that you're seeing now. So that kind of makes sense. So the idea is that you come to the home screen and you've got kind of folders here. At the moment, it's not a folder, but there will be folders like breaking, salsa, etc., etc. And you click on the folder, and then it might take you deeper into the structure. Like you might have breaking, and then you might have power moves inside of breaking, etc. And once it reaches a point where there's only videos, right? You can only have videos at a certain level. You can see a video, and then you can play the video, right? So you can see the video now. This is one of my combos. Did in my kitchen. Little spin, little foot tap, bow, and then some steps. And yeah, as I mentioned, the idea is that it helps you remember these. So if I was to go into freestyle, I might quickly look on the app. What moves do I have? Oh, okay, I can do this move. Might want to stitch this move on, etc. Right? That's the idea. You can go back, and then the other functionality I've got so far is essentially uploading something. So you go onto the plus button to upload. You name it something. So let's say you call it a windmill. Then you pick a video. Now the simulator has just certain images, but if you imagine this might be videos rather than images, you select the file, and then you've selected the file, and now you can upload the video. Now that's the path. And as I mentioned, so what I uploaded was windmill.jpg, right? And if I just show you Firebase, so this is my Firebase storage. And if I just refresh this, you can see here windmill.jpg. And this is the file that I've uploaded, right? So this is the kind of base idea. Now, obviously, in Firebase, I have to sort the storage so that for each user, they have their own kind of folder structure. I still have to figure that out. I have to store users inside a database so that I know who they are and probably also have to store the files that I upload inside the database so that I know what the files are called. But I'll figure all of that out a little bit later. But essentially, this is how far I've gotten. I think the next steps for me are to build out the database, so store images, store files, which would be videos, and also to store users. And then I think I'll probably look at how to integrate some of the authentication that Firebase offers. But we'll get into that into the next video. Once I make an update, I will create a new video basically. I've also, if you're potentially interested, created a blog post on how to integrate Firebase with Flutter. There is stuff out there, but it's good to have another place to do it. So I will also link that below. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching if you've kept with me so far. Hopefully this be fun to follow along. Hopefully I'll be accountable and upload a few videos of these as well. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye.